The National Volunteer Program, already getting good response, and that's hours after its launch, is designed to help fight the social ills in our country. And from all indications, it appears that members of the public are on board. Carla Palmer has more.
I would say we've had an excellent response so far.
That's how Youth Director Darren Turnquest describes the launch of the government's new volunteer program.
The phones have been ringing off the hook. Persons have been coming in. If there are any individuals who have not been able to coordinate through the internet as well as they would like, we've been kind of walking them through that process via telephone as well. So I must say I'm really excited about the start of this program and about the launch today, and the response from our community has been good. I haven't gotten the confirmed number of hits.
There is a ticker, however, once logged onto the website at www.bahamasgov.bs, indicating just how many people have signed up.
When I registered at 12 o'clock last night, there were 24 persons that are already registered at 12. So that was a good number. So once you register, you'll see a number at the bottom. So I'm not sure what the total number is at this particular time, but I know that we have received at least 40 to 50 applications this morning.
Turnquest feels that this positive response so far by the public to the program is directly linked to the current social climate in the country. He says the ministry will move post-haste to begin matching individuals with organizations once the background checks are completed.
We want to make sure that we match persons properly. We want to make sure that we talk to the organizations to make certain who they are interested in and who the volunteers are interested in as well, so that you have an appropriate match between volunteer and organization. When individuals are excited about volunteering, you don't want to mismatch them because they can potentially become turned off and not interested in volunteering. Today is the day where we're just trying to sort out the logistics of getting people in the door, maneuvering them through the help desk and through the website, and getting the information out there to them. And so I would say as early as next week, we would hope to begin matching individuals.
Turnquest is hoping more members of the public do due diligence in taking the initiative seriously. Not only sign up, but show up and execute the mission to volunteer when the time comes. Carla Palmer, ZNS News.
Activities observing National Energy Week began on Friday, but our news team is getting a jump start and sharing some tips which can help you conserve energy. Tonight, we focus on recycling and renewable energy. Here's Janaea Noel.
From collecting, compressing, and exporting cardboard, which can be used up to 7 times, to partnering with the government to ensure that waste is properly disposed, Managing Director of Bahamas Waste Francisco de Cardenas says it's all about getting residents to see the long-term benefits of recycling.
I don't think the Bahamian people understand how involved and difficult it is to recycle on this island. There needs to be some education there. I don't think we get support from anybody to recycle.
And although they're making significant strides in renewable energy, De Cardenas says more encouragement from the government is needed.
Before you know it, we're going to have a serious issue in our landfill, because it's just a disaster that's already happened and continues to happen. There's just no more room. So, we have to urge the government to look into waste to energy.
Now here at Bahamas Waste, they're already lessening their impact on the environment. They're converting regular kitchen oil and using it to convert to biodiesel oil that 20 of their trucks are already operating on.
The only drawback we have about it really so far is that our cost of production is still relatively high at the present time, and it's slightly higher than really petroleum, the diesel you can buy from a service station at the present time. But as we review and go forward, we believe that as we increase the volume of our production, then the cost per gallon would then go down. And at some point in time, it would perhaps become even cheaper than buying diesel from the service stations.
That was biodiesel plant manager Michael King. He added that biodiesel is also better for the environment. Bahama Waste also collects medical and other refuse that would have eventually made its way to the already crowded landfill. De Cardenas says we should all be concerned about creating a Go Green Bahamas.
People can generate their own power and able to feed it back into the grid. Why aren't we pushing this? Why aren't we pushing it every day? I don't understand that. And if I can put 100 solar panels here and biodiesel and be able to be self-sufficient, it should be encouraged. Look at the headline today. BEC surcharge going up another 2 cents a kilowatt. How much longer can we continue?
Janaea Noel, ZNS News.
A couple noteworthy events happening worldwide. Yesterday the population hit 7 billion people, and it was also World Savings Day. Billions around the globe are feeling the pinch of sluggish economies. But according to financial experts, one thing remains certain: people must continue to save in order to reach financial goals. It's an important message for all of us. Here's Cyan Thompson.
Keeping money in the bank is just something that the average Bahamian is not accustomed to. That's according to recent financial statistics. With a consumer-driven society, financial experts believe, to some degree, Bahamians are a little spoiled because of a bustling tourism-driven economy.
The Bahamas is very much a consumer-driven economy, and so, like you mentioned, we have been very fortunate to be able to sustain that type of culture. But with the economic conditions that we have, it is important for us to now rethink our spending habits. And for us, World Savings Day is, a step in the right direction.
In recognizing World Savings Day, Scotiabank and their various branches distributed information on the importance of savings for short and long-term goals. Senior Manager of Marketing and Public Relations at Scotiabank, Leah Davis, says they're doing their part to assist individuals in reaching their financial goals through savings.
Things that you wouldn't normally think about, but that may have an impact towards your savings at the end of the day. Whether you take a feature off of your cable package or of your phone package, and that adds up at the end of the year.
The bank is offering 31 simple saving tips, among them stocking up on everyday items that may be on sale, purchasing holiday gifts throughout the year. Also, when shopping for clothes, go alone to avoid peer pressure. Go to the grocery store with a list and don't get sidetracked. And get this, pay yourself first by having a percentage of your money automatically transferred to your savings account.
Saving money is easier and simpler than you may think.
Cyan Thompson, ZNS News.
Exactly 1 month ago, a number of Bahamian scientists embarked on an exciting adventure under the seas as they joined an international group going into the deep blue to learn more about our coral reefs, their threats, and the importance of keeping their population thriving. In this feature, Ianthea Smith gives us a peek of the Living Oceans Foundation Coral Reef Expedition.
It started off with coral reef research expeditions in Key Sal Bank, Hogstye Reef, and the Inaguas. And just recently, the Khaled Bil Sultan Living Oceans Foundation headed to Andros and the Abacos to complete the first leg of a 5-year global project to study the beauty under the sea. Executive Director on the project, Captain Philip Renault, explains why.
We derive so much value from these reefs, There's a lot of nutrition that comes from the reef fish if they're caught responsibly and not over-harvested. And the economic value of coral reefs around the world is in the billions. I've heard numbers of nearly $400 billion a year around the world from these reefs, and they're starting to discover some amazing sources of medicines. So there's some new cancer treatments that are coming out.
Renault adds that he's even heard of some medicines being derived from the reefs that can be used to treat chronic pain, just one of hundreds of medicinal uses discovered to date, with millions more still untapped. Even with their great potential, these coral reefs are facing grave danger. Here's Andy Bruckner.
Coral reefs are really being hit from all angles. There are a number of large-scale natural stressors that are affecting reefs. Climate change is one of the largest concerns of the overall global health of the reefs. And then on a local scale, it's the human impacts that are really compounding some of the effects of these global scale threats.
Some local scientists traveled with the crew to work on this project that started right here in the Bahamas. Find out more about this expedition in an episode of The Bahamas Naturally coming soon. Ianthea Smith, ZNS News.
Chamber of Commerce President Winston Rolle is responding to the S&P's downgrade of the Bahamian economy. We get more tonight in our newest segment, the Business and Financial Report with Altavis Munnings.
Welcome to the Business Beat, sponsored by Fidelity. It's our new segment featuring all things business. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Here's a look at what's making business news today. We begin our segment tonight with more news on the Standard & Poor's downgrade of our economy. Chief Executive Officer of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, Winston Roll, anticipated the downgrade after meeting with Standard & Poor's officials earlier this year. It was explained then that the rating criteria would change, but whether the Bahamas would be affected was not confirmed. Also, Mr. Rowe believes now the government must pay more attention to our debt and find other ways to stimulate and diversify the economy. The month of November has been designated as Compliance Professional Month. Compliance officers are found in most financial institutions to enhance the integrity of and public trust in the Bahamian financial services industry. The Bahamas Association of Compliance Officers will spearhead Compliance Professional Month activities with the Northern Bahamas Conference set for this Thursday, November 3rd, over in Freeport, and peer group roundtables and a gala banquet here in the capital. Interested in buying government stocks? Well, you can at 4.75%. Those stocks opened Monday and will close at 3 p.m. Saturday, November 8th. Bond allocations begin 9:30 on the morning of November 9th and will end 3 p.m. the next day. In regional business news, the Caribbean Development Bank and Microinsurance Catastrophe Risk Organization, SCC, signed a grant agreement supporting a catastrophe microinsurance program for Haiti. Remember, you can send us an email at business@znsbahamas.com or on our main website. Just log on to znsbahamas.com. You can also become our friend on ZNS's official Facebook page. And that's the Business Beat. I'm Altaviz Munnings.